Take 17,000 billion trillion kazillion. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Miss BT here. So as promised, I wanted to do a Q&A, and I have a special guest.
Yeah, she pulled me out the cave.
I did. I did. So so we're gonna do a Q&A. If you guys don't already know, this is Bear. Bear, go ahead and introduce yourself, the daddy.
Hey everybody, I'm Bear. I'm the husband.
Well, there's that. He is husband and baby daddy.
Husband, baby daddy.
But so basically what we wanted to do is do a Q&A and like share our love story. So today is actually our 4-year wedding anniversary. So today's our 4-year wedding anniversary. And also this year, later on this year, we will have been together for 15 years.
Ooh. Getting up there.
So to give you guys some perspective, Bear, do you mind?
No, go ahead.
Bear's 30 and I am 29. So we've literally been together half of our lives.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Best half life.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm the best thing that ever happened to him. But anyways, so what we wanted to do is we're just gonna throw it back before we have some questions. I'm so excited about these questions, y'all. Like, first of all, thank you for sending us questions. You need a towel?
No, I'm good.
You get hot?
Nah, I'm just nervous about these questions. I don't know what it was sent, what
No,
that
he
looked
doesn't.
like. So I just.
So I barely even know. I just did kind of like a quick skim of like the questions because I wanted them to like be just fresh off the dome answers. So, but anyways, so we're gonna throw it all the way back to 2005. So as I mentioned, Bear's 30, I'm 29. Bear and I have been together for 15 years this year, married for 4. So we are high school sweethearts.
Yeah.
We met in high school. I was a freshman, he was a junior.
Yeah.
But he's a baby. Like he technically was like in school a year early. So he graduated high school 2 years before me, but we're really only like a year and 4 months?
Yeah.
A year and 4 months apart. So not anything like crazy or nothing like that.
Crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, so we met in high school. You want to tell them your first impression of me?
Man, let me think. So we met in high school. Of course, I was a basketball player. You know, pretty big shot on campus.
Oh.
and
What type of girl you trying to say I am?
Whatever. So I was putting in work, getting a little work in on the off season, lifting some weights and everything, and then all of a sudden, this girl walks in. I'm like, wait, hold on. Who is this?
Mind you, I walked in only because my good friend and neighbor, I used to go to school with him. So he would, our parents were cool and all of that. And so he was actually like very, very nice and took me to school every day because we lived like less than 2 miles away. So we didn't have a school bus. So I would either have to walk, which my parents would never let me do, or my parents would have to just take me to school. And so like a month or so in, my neighbor who was older, I think he was a senior actually at the time. He was a senior at the time and I wasn't driving. I was a freshman. So and he also played basketball. And so that's who I was waiting for. I wasn't just roaming in the gym or in the weight room looking for nobody.
She was looking for me.
Nah, I wasn't.
God had her looking for me.
Okay. I was sent there, but that's who I was waiting for, my neighbor and good friend to take me home.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So
that's why I was there.
Yeah. So we had a little interaction. Me being me, I tried to throw some extra weight up on there and get a couple extra reps in and everything. And then she stole along. Was like, hey, do you need a spot? I'm like, okay, yeah, I can use a spot.
No, I don't know why. Like, I've never been the type of person. I mean, I was in high school, but I was never the type of person to like talk to a boy first. Like, who does that? So that's how it was God that guided me over there. Because I don't know when I became that extroverted.
So
just took over my body.
Yeah. So I mean, from then on, I mean, we pretty much kicked it off.
Yeah.
Right?
Shortly after that, we would see each other. All of a sudden, we saw each other in the hallway every day. Like, it was almost like our classes passed each other all the time in the hallway, all that type of stuff. So, so we just quickly became friends, and that was like in the early stages of texting. So, my parents have always been big on like unlimited plans, yada yada yada. But you know, back then in 2005, like you had to pay for your text messages.
Yeah, it was like 25 cents a text or something like that.
So like we exchanged numbers, and we exchanged numbers. We would text throughout the day, all that, blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
And then we also had like a daily hug situation where literally every day, I forgot what class period it was.
I forgot what it was, but we used to
I think it was after dance for me, because I was a dancer. So I think it was after my dance class, my dance period or whatever you want to call it. And we like switched places. Like I would be going into the building, he would be going out to the Portable City. If y'all live here in Texas, y'all might know a little bit about Portable City prior to all these big schools popping up. Like the portables were like the other classrooms.
Yo, Britt used to be on me too. Like, yo, like, where's my hug at? I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? My bed. But you know, I enjoy those hugs though. You know, I try.
He was playing a little hard to get though. I ain't gonna lie. But it was weird because like I didn't know if I like liked him, or if it was just like, oh, that's my friend, you know, because I was very comfortable, like way more comfortable with him than I've ever felt ever. You know what I'm saying? So like for me to even be like, hey dude, like what's up? Like where's my hug? Like what's going on? You know? Like I legit like had no shame.
Yeah. So
am I
think September rolled around, right? School started in August.
Yep.
September rolled around. So September is my birthday.
Yep.
We actually we went on a date, right?
Yeah, we did. He took me on a little date.
Took it to the movies. We went and saw The Fog.
It was one of those like your mom drops us off, my mom picks us up situation.
Yeah.
Because even though Bear was old enough to drive, he wasn't driving yet. And so my mom your mom dropped us off at the movies, and my mom came and picked us up from the movies and then dropped him off at home.
Yep.
But yeah, so our first movie ever was The Fog.
Yeah, it was like a kind of thriller, scary movie or whatever.
At the time, I mean.
But no, we enjoyed ourselves. Her mom came, picked us up. We went, she drove us to my house to drop me off. And then we both walked up to the door. Yeah,
I walked him to the door.
Yeah.
So backwards, right? Like, like now I'm like replaying this in my mind. Like, girl, what? Sit your ass down.
So we walked up to the door. You know, exchanged a couple words, and then of course I leaned in. You know, put the lips on her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that was our first. That was our first
kiss. First kiss. Yeah.
And so he definitely like. First of all, it wasn't even on my lips. It was like my nose, like the in-between nose and like top lip part. Because he did it so like, one, it was quick, it was awkward, and the moment didn't call for it. So it was like, oh shit, okay, cool. Well then, you have a good night.
Good night. Yep.
Mind you, I get back to the car. My mom, of course, eagle-eyed and saw everything. She said, don't do that shit again. And I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I will not. I won't do it again. So and then we went to school that following week, and mind you, like I wasn't even his girlfriend yet. Went to school the following week, and it was his birthday, and then his friends were picking on him because we were like hanging out. I think I was like protecting him from getting beat up on his birthday. They had some little like, you know how boys do in high school.
Get little birthday licks.
Beat each other up, whatever, the birthday licks, all that. And I was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that to him. And then it was like, what is this like? Are you like his girlfriend? And I was like, no. And he said,
yep.
And I was like, what? Yep. So then they walk off, and I said, too bad you didn't mean what you said. And then he was like, I did. You've been my girlfriend since Saturday.
Boom.
I said, you didn't even ask me.
Claimed it.
So I guess his little awkward kiss was him like claiming me, putting his mark, like, all right, cool, like this is my girlfriend. And that's it. I guess it was supposed to be an unspoken thing.
Yeah. It is unspoken. You was mine.
Anyway.
And I was yours.
Yours. So yeah, that is how that happened. And so then I said, well, no, you actually need to ask me to be your girlfriend. Like, you just can't sit here and assume that I'm your girlfriend. And so then he said,
will you be my girlfriend?
Will you be my girlfriend?
Will you be my girlfriend? And she said, of course.
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
I said, of course. And so then the rest is history. Literally history. Like, yeah, literally history. So here we are today. So this year, this year, 15 years. And it's been an amazing 15 years. Like, it's been amazing. So, what was it? We got engaged. So we have never been the type of people to like rush each other on things. So, and I think that's like our individual personalities, but I was never one to say like, like I want to get married or whatever, like I never actually brought that to his attention. Not that I didn't want to get married as much as it was like, like I just didn't feel like marriage or anything would change our relationship. And I say that for like later on down the road. So he went to college 2 years before me. And so we were long distance for 2 years. Ooh, Lord. Ooh.
Long distance was tough, but we got through it though.
We did. Long distance was really tough, especially because I was still in high school and he was in college.
So we came together.
Yes.
Yeah.
At university, we came together again, and then so we went to college. We graduated. All through college and stuff, he played basketball. He was captain of his basketball team. I was enjoying college life. I was Greek life. But am Greek life. As well as business fraternities, those types of things. I was very involved. As much as I could be for myself, I was involved in college, and he was a basketball player. And so we really were just like living our best life in college, but together. And so with that as well, that's really where we got a chance to really learn and like figure each other out and stuff like that. As well, being pre-adults, if you will, kind of like right before the adulting life, right? And so we graduated, and again, we still didn't rush marriage or anything like that. We both got jobs and saved up some money, and then got our first apartment together.
Got our first. What, 2015?
20. Yeah, so 2014, 2015. Yeah, we got our first apartment, 2014. And then we purchased our first home, 2016. And then we purchased our second home, 2016. Yeah, that's what it is. So our apartment was 2014, our first home was 2015, and our second home was 2016.
Yes, there it goes.
Yeah, there it is. So, like, if we're thinking about like school year, blah blah blah. Anyway, so
it went really really quick.
It's like we graduated and it was like boom, 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 boom. Like we got our careers.
On the fast track, but it's been a blessing. It's really been a blessing, and we look back on it and forever thankful for everything. Everything. But we've really been on the fast track. Still on the fast track.
I'm gonna say we slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, we slowed down a little bit, but it's
Yeah, so we did do that. So we after we purchased our home, and we weren't married yet. We were just living our best life again. But when we purchased our first home, we weren't married yet. However, little did I know, we were 9 years. At our 9-year mark is when he proposed to me. So he proposed to me, and then we got married. We had a decently long engagement.
It's like a year and a half.
Yeah, a year and a half. I think we were engaged for like a year and a half. Had a beautiful wedding. Beautiful wedding. I loved every minute of our wedding. Had our wedding, and then 2 years later, 2.5 years later, we welcomed Little Bear. Bryson. Our son. So now we are parents. So I say all of that because in 15 years, it's been a lot of growth. We were babies. So then we really count our adulthood journey of our relationship from 2016 on. Well, I guess you could say 2013 when we graduated college.
Yeah.
So 2013 when we graduated college, that's when we count that part of our relationship as the adult section of our relationship.
Yeah.
And then it moved really quick.
It did. A lot of growth, a lot of blessings. So.
A lot of blessings, a lot of growth, opportunity, and now we're growing our family and we have a son.
Yeah.
We are parents.
We are parents. And
my God.
Yeah. Look, guys, ball of energy.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yes.
So, okay, so that is us. That is the Wilkins. That is Britt. That is Bear. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to give y'all a little recap or whatever. Just in case y'all didn't know that story about us. So, there you are. Okay, so we're going to hop into these questions. Because we're trying to get this done before Little Bear wakes up from his nap. Okay, so it's time for questions. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
I hope y'all don't ask nothing crazy, man.
I don't even know. Okay, so I'm actually going to start from the bottom. I'm assuming the bottom is who asked the question first. So, first question. Who said I love you first?
Wow.
That's a great first question.
That is a great first question. I am the one who said I love you first to Brittany.
Yes.
We was on the phone, right, late night talking up to like 2, 3 a.m. And I remember I just said it. It flowed out so naturally. I was just like, I am about to go to sleep, blah, blah, blah. All right, I'll talk to you. All right, love you. Love you.
I was quiet.
And she didn't even say I love you back. I was like, yo, what is going on? This is crazy. But yes, I was the first one who said I love you.
Yes.
It just wasn't returned.
Yes, okay, so there was a reason why it wasn't necessarily returned. It was returned with a question, but we won't go into those details.
Okay.
However, it was returned with a question of clarification, to provide clarity to myself.
I knew she was the one. So that's why I said it.
Mm-hmm. How do you handle disagreements? Okay, so I'll take that one. So, how do we handle disagreements? So I will say, like we said before, the first 2 years, well, not the first 2 years, but that 2-year span of us being long distance was very rough. We probably argued literally every day. There's 365 days in a year, y'all. Like, what? Like, so much energy was put into, like, arguing, but about big and small things. However, one of the things that coming out of that storm of arguing about little to nothing, we agreed to always communicate and to always talk about it, good, bad, pretty, ugly, whatever it is, and then leave it there at that very time, right? But it was kind of like hey, like we need to chat real quick and like let's just let it all out on the table, with that disclaimer, and then never to go to sleep mad at each other.
Never go to sleep mad.
So yeah,
that was big. Big. So
we made that pact to each other.
Never go to sleep mad at each other, right? So we eventually started hearing each other out.
Yeah.
She would hear my side on how I felt. Mm-hmm. I would sit there and I would hear her side and understand where she was coming from. She would understand where I come from. Yeah. And we started to make sure we never closed our eyes that night, angry or upset at one another.
And that period of time really helped us as well because we don't really disagree. We don't really get into arguments or disagreements as much anymore.
It's very, very
it's very rare, which is crazy. Yeah. But it is very rare. I mean, we're regular people, so arguments happen or little disagreements. But we definitely seek to understand each other, and then we also we are apologetic to each other. Yeah. So when an apology is deserved, we definitely do not shy away from providing said apology.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other question is, how old are we? So I said it earlier in the video, but I am 29.
I'm 21. Now I'm 30.
And he is 30.
I am 30. Going on 21.
Yeah, we'll never get old, basically. Never. In the mind.
In the mind.
We'll never get old in the mind. One food on a deserted island. What would it be?
One food on a deserted island? Like, do I get to pick one and you get to pick one? Or
let's just act like it's, Okay. I think. Yeah, I think.
Hmm.
I don't know.
That's tough, man.
One food on a deserted island. I'm gonna say ramen. Wait,
Ramen?
wait. Do we have like a stove? I mean, do we have
No, don't think about it in depth. Like just one food. What would it be? Go.
a cup of noodles? Like a big old pack of cup of noodles, just reoccurring, bottomless cup of noodles.
I'm gonna go with some orange chicken.
Do you want white rice with that?
I sure do.
So, next question is our favorite thing about being parents.
Favorite thing about being a parent is, I don't know. I love everything about being a parent. I love picking up little Bear from school and just seeing him smile and run towards us.
Yeah.
It's like the little things. Just we're in charge of like a little human, which is crazy. And it's been an amazing journey. But every aspect of it every day is a new adventure.
Even the uglies.
Yeah, even the ugly, even all of that. I mean, I truly enjoy every bit of it. It's amazing. I know we feel the same about this, but I never knew that I could love somebody. And don't get me wrong, I love my wife. But I love me some Little Bear.
Yeah.
Like, it is that love.
I mean, like, if I had to kick somebody off the island.
That love
it's gonna be him, not my baby.
For a child, like, him entering the world, like, I was feeling feelings that I've never felt before. And
it was so beautiful.
And it's still there. I love that little man to the death of me.
Oh, he's so sweet. So my favorite thing about being a parent, I mean, I do like the ups and downs, right? Which comes with any parenting journey. I do think that we're very blessed in the way that we're set up and at the timing of which we had Little Bear. But I will say that one of my most favorite things about being a parent is literally watching him grow up. So my mom used to always say, like, you'll see when you have kids. You'll see when you have kids. And, like, legit, like, I see now that I have a kid. Like, they are, like, the one person or however many kids you have that, like, I mean, you grew up from being a baby and you grew up, but you didn't see yourself grow up. Yeah. So, like, watching him grow up and watching him, explore the world through these very new eyes. I mean, he's never seen, he's experiencing everything for the first time, and so it's just so beautiful to see how excited he gets, how curious he is, and just like his pure innocence and like the fact that he just wants to explore and he just wants to learn, and it's like, oh my god, like I made you, like you're just in my belly 5 minutes ago, and now you're like walking around and you're talking and you're eating on your own, and like we're not breastfeeding anymore, and I'm just like, who are you? So that's my favorite thing. Okay, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Anywhere in the world.
That's hard for me.
I'm gonna go probably somewhere in the Caribbean. Right. I want to wake up. I want to see the beach, the ocean. Have really no
minus
care
the
in the world. Yeah, minus the hurricanes. I don't know, like Turks and Caicos or the Bahamas, or we took our honeymoon. We went to the Dominican Republic.
Loved it.
Before all that craziness and stuff like that, but I mean, we personally loved it. It was paradise out there. So I would say somewhere in the Caribbean.
Well, I'm gonna be wherever he's at. So if he says Caribbean, that's where we at.
Yeah.
So next question: do you plan on having more kids?
Yes.
Okay, next question: how do you know when the person is the right one?
I think we touched on it a little bit earlier. For me, I knew that you were the right one. I just knew. It was just something about you. Time slowed down when I was with her, and and then when we were like looking back on things, like we've been together 15 years, and it don't even feel like that. It still feel like we were just in high school a couple of years ago. Yeah. I don't know. I just had those butterflies, and I just knew she was the one. And now that we're like adults, like Brittany makes me better as a man. Each and every day, you know, she pushes me and makes me a better person each and every day. And I mean, it's like that's what you want from your partner, you know, someone that want to push and get the best version of you. So thank you.
Oh, that'd be so sweet. Well, if I say how I know that he was the right one, I don't know that I did. Like, I don't know that I knew that he was the right one as much as, like, my soul was, like, literally connected to his. And I knew that he had to be a part of my life, but I didn't know, like, what capacity that meant. I don't know that I, like, thought... I don't know that I, like, thought through it because, like, futuristic is definitely, it's one of my number one strengths. If y'all are familiar with Gallup strengths, futuristic and positivity are my number 1 and 2. And so I'm always thinking about tomorrow, the next day, a week of 5 years from now, and I always saw him in that plan. I just didn't know what that meant, right? So I feel like you know somebody is the right one when you're comfortable to be around them, when you need them, right? Like, and not from like a monetary, financial standpoint, or need them to be doing stuff for you. Like, you just need their presence. Like, you need them to be around you, like you want that, you know, yearn for that, all of that type of stuff, and you can't see your future without that person. I feel like that is some of the contributors that will help you know if that is the one, and that's how I felt about him.
Okay.
What changes in your relationship once married after being together for so long?
What changes?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say really anything changes. Personally, for our dynamics, me and Brittany, we've been together a very long time.
Yeah,
you know, as we explained. So nothing changed. When we got married, I put the ring on her. We literally came back to the house and was like, okay. Well,
literally took off my wedding dress.
Yeah,
and
I was like, you know, nothing changed for us. Like, our dynamics, our morals, our everything has literally been the exact same.
Because we built that foundation before we got married, and I think that was the key. So then when we did get married, we didn't rush into marriage. We didn't feel obligated to marry each other, those types of things. And so by the time we did get married, all of our, like, for the most part, I'm going to say 80% of like our relationship had been figured out.
Yeah.
And we have built our foundation and a meanings of like, hey, like, we can rock with this and be good. You know, like, we've learned each other, communication styles, those type of things. You know, bills. Like, I will say that's really the only thing that's changed. Is like, financially, from that perspective, like, we have a joint account, but we don't have joint accounts. So like, we are still very much so individual people, with one household in mind, if that makes sense. And we could definitely do like a separate video on like how we manage our finances and how we go about doing those things. But I know that there are some people that one person manages the money or this or that. But no, that's a joint effort on both of our parts. So, because he's not about to tell me what I can and cannot buy. So, lesson from my mom.
You can do whatever you want.
Exactly. And he doesn't ever tell me yes or no, because, you know, but yeah, so that, I would say that that's really the only thing that changed. If you want to call out something that changed, was really just joining forces in a financial perspective, managing our household monthly, what it takes to keep our household running, all that type of stuff, and really just like tag teaming that shit together. That was really it. But from the foundation of our relationship, nothing changed from boyfriend, girlfriend to husband, wife. Yeah. What is your most favorite quality about each other? Okay, so I'm gonna go first. So I have a lot of favorite qualities about Bear. One in particular, well, I'm gonna name off three. I'm gonna name off three. I hope I can. I'm gonna name off three. So one is that he's literally built like a bear. Like, this man is a tank. Okay. So I just love that about him. I love that he's just just a big bear. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's so cuddly. But no, aside from that, he has a beautiful smile. He also has a beautiful heart. He's very balanced. He's a Libra, so he's very balanced. Like I don't know if y'all are on horoscopes. I mean, I'm not like super duper into them, but he is very balanced in the way that he interacts, in the way that he processes, in the way that he calms me down when I need to be calmed down, and all of those things. So, and then I just love the way his mind works. So he's a lefty. And I always make fun of him because I'm like, that's so backwards. That's so backwards. But I do love the way that his mind works, and the way that, like A plus B doesn't always have to equal C. And so just having that different perspective and us being able to like use our brains together, I just love that. And like how we see the world and how we tackle anything that could be like a roadblock or anything that could be a speed bump for us. Like the way that we bounce off of each other, it's like,
it's crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's why you're my other half. You know what I mean?
Our perspectives definitely come from different
angles.
Yeah, different angles.
But not in a conflicting way.
Yeah, but we always come up with the right solution.
Yeah.
You know, mine will come from here and hers will come from here, but it's always the same solution. So
yeah.
I got to piggyback on that. I love that dynamic of us. I love that quality of us on how we can do that. I love your smile. I love the way that you love me. You know, you make me feel great as a man. You know, you definitely love me the way that, you know, I feel like I should, I guess.
Yeah, like you want to.
Yeah. Like I want to be loved. Also love like you're a go-getter. You're like, when you get focused on things, like Brittany is focused, like, and like she will nail it down. She will have a PowerPoint. She will have, business numbers. She'll have everything. It's so crazy, but I mean that. To be honest, that's one of the reasons why we're here. On top of all the blessings that we've had, is just like the way that she thinks and the way that she stays motivated. It never stops. Once something is complete, it's not like, okay, like let's chill here. It's like, okay, so what's next? Like, what else?
That's how futuristic me.
What else?
Next.
And me, I'm like, yo, like let's just, let's put it in park for a little bit. Nah, we don't need the park. We need to figure out what's next. So I absolutely love that, and I think that's simply like that's one of the reasons why we're here where we are today. It's because of that.
Okay. Okay, so there are a couple of questions in here around the sex drive.
Oh my gosh.
So, one question reads, how do you keep the sex drive high? The other question reads, how do you keep it spicy in the bedroom after a baby?
Oh, okay.
So it's rough. For me, it's rough on like me personally in the way that I see my body postpartum.
Her body's fine. I love her no matter what, sex drive, quite frankly, we try to get it in when we can get it in with having a baby, so
Deep part.
Yeah. We don't have as much freedom as pre-Bryson, but
pre-Bryson.
when we do have some freedom, we do keep it keep things spicy, I would say.
Yeah, I would say we're very intentional though when it comes to not necessarily like marketing on a calendar or nothing like that, but like at all angles of like intimacy. So no matter what that is, it can be sex, it could be just spending quality time with each other.
Yeah.
It could be the other things that come along before sex and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, but so the way that we do that though, I feel like, is because we're very intentional with our time. And also, I mean, we have a good sleeping baby. Like Papa's like, he's asleep right now.
Yeah.
Like he's a sleeper. So, we make it, we make it happen. But I will say that, when I say that we're intentional, I say that because like when we, like I said earlier, like we date each other. So like if we take off or if we drop Papa's off at his grandparents' house, we go on dates, you know, and we make sure that we have like our time one-on-one. Like we recently went to Cancun, and this boy bought me all of this like I don't know that you've ever, no, you've bought me lingerie before.
Yeah, I have before.
Yeah, but he bought me like a lot of lingerie.
It was like a set for each day.
Yeah, he bought me something for each day.
I had some plans.
So he bought me a set of lingerie for each day. And so it's little things like that where he's like, baby, like, I just want you to wear this. I just want you to do this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And so we definitely take turns on initiating that kind of feel good for each other, if you will. And then we're also very open and honest with each other and like, dude, like, hello, it's been a couple of days, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
That too.
There's that part too. But I will say that when he as in him wants something too, he gets a little much.
Huh?
He gets hella annoying. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to change my child's diaper. Back your ass up, okay? My husband and I are going on 4 years this year as well. Any tips on how to keep it spicy because we can get comfy? So we kind of touched on it, like the keeping it spicy. I think if I say a tip, and to call out a tip specifically, I would say to be really intentional. You know, really give each other like those words of you're really giving each other like those words of affirmation, right? And like being able to like words of affirmation, really like showing each other love and those types of things, all while making sure that like you're showing that like intimacy for each other. Also take time, like if y'all have somebody to like, if you guys have kids, right, like if you have somebody to watch said kid, send them over to the babysitter, okay?
I'd say keep it open too. Talk to your partner, you know, and maybe go to a store or something like that, and you know, shop together for something, you know. And,
a store.
and then,
what kind of store?
You know, little store, the one that you walk out with a little black bag, not the
a
clear
black
one.
bag store, but not the beauty supply store, but a black bag store.
I would say one of those stores, and you know, just keep an open mind on things.
Yeah. Be intentional, keep an open mind. Make frequent visits to the store that you come out with a black bag. And then also date each other. Don't forget to continue to date each other. Because whether you have kids or not, I think that it's
very
important to make sure that, you know, you don't just stay at the house all the time, or you don't just do stuff with friends all the time. You know, you make sure that you have that one-on-one time together. Take trips if you can. Take staycations if you can. Those types of things. Just act like you're still trying to win him or her over.
I'm like, what's your name? My name's Larry.
My name's Larry. Okay, so another question. How effective is your communication, and how long did it take you to get there?
I think we touched on this already.
Yeah, we did. So we touched on this a little bit. It took us a while to get there. I would say it took us a couple of years, some trials and tribulations, if you will. But like I said before, it's all about making a pact for us about not going to sleep mad at each other, always talking about it, good, bad, ugly, pretty, all that, everything in between, leaving it all out on the table, digesting it. I will say that it was important for us to learn each other's communication styles, because I'm a talker and he is not.
I'm a listener.
He's a listener. Yeah, that's really what. Yeah, that's like the best way to put it. That is absolutely the best way to put it.
Listen.
I'm a talker. He's a listener. He's a good listener.
Yeah.
And I can be a good listener as well. It's just he didn't talk. So there was that part that, you know, we had to make sure that he, that one, I wasn't being super aggressive, right? In the way that I would like make you talk. But then also, as well as just learning each other's style. And so I had to calm down a little bit, because I'm the type that's like, yo, like, let's talk about this right now. Like, what's up?
Yeah. And in the beginning, it's like, let's just hold things in.
Yeah. He's like a non-confrontational, but
no,
boy.
I'm good.
Boy.
I'm fine.
You poke this bear a little too much. He turned into the bomb from Angry Birds. He blow that bitch up, okay? Let's see.
These are some great questions, by the way.
They are. So, how did you and your husband know, or how did you know your husband was the one? Did you ever have to check your behavior to make the relationship work? So we already touched on the how did I know that you were the one. But the second half of this question is, did you ever have to check your behavior to make the relationship work? Yes. I had to check myself, and I also had to be checked a couple of times. Again, through the motions of learning each other's communication styles. That's really where that came in, I think. And then also, like, even though Bear appreciates that I'm a go-getter, I do, and before did tend to move a little too fast. So he was definitely like, hey, girl, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I did have to check my behavior. I do wear my emotions on my face as well.
Yes.
And then, you know, I feel like every woman has a slick mouth. So I used to get in trouble for that, like, when I was little. So, you know, it's all about...
You've gotten a lot better, though.
I've gotten so good,
She's
y'all. I've
gotten
gotten so
a lot
good.
better, right? We meshed so good together, but...
I'm very respectful now.
But years ago, I mean, we used to...
Yeah.
Slick mouth was definitely one of the...
Yeah, I have a slick mouth. I will say, I don't think that he really ever had to check his attitude per se to make things work. But he did have to adjust the way that he processed and the way that he, I guess, like, interacted as well, from a perspective of like, okay, yo, like, I don't like to assume, I don't like to sit on stuff for days. Like, let's talk about this right now. And that was a big adjustment for him.
Yeah.
All right, so another question. What is the biggest lesson that marriage has taught you? In a marriage, you have to be selfless. And there are going to be times that you have to do things, or you have to compromise in ways that you're like, dude, like, I'm really not trying to do that. But, you know, you do it for the greater good of your relationship, I guess, if you will. And so that's really one of the biggest things, that marriage has taught me to be selfless. Being a parent, not that this was the question, but being a parent has taught me to be, like, super selfless.
Yeah.
And I was naturally a selfish person, so that's why I say that.
I think naturally I was a selfless
He's always been selfless.
But I've always had you and Little Bear best interest in mind at all times, and I think that's just the way I was raised, just the way I was.
He was
built.
raised very well.
I just think that's the way I was built. You know,
Shout out to Mama being
I could be out here with tore up shoes. I wouldn't even care as long as she is good and my son is good. You know, I could care less. I just think that's.
And I feel the same way, because I be doing it too.
Yeah.
So we just both out here with toe up shoes. Not really, but yeah.
No, we ain't got no tore up shoes. But if it came down to it, you know, I always got them in mind before any needs or wants that I have for myself.
He barely wants anything. Like,
because I already got what I need. Oh, my baby.
You buttering me up for that Xbox? For that new Xbox at the end of the year? Okay, so last question.
I thought the last one was the last question.
I said last question, the last one?
You keep saying a couple questions left, last question.
Alright, this is the last one.
All right.
This is the last one. How do you keep love going? I feel like this question is different from the other questions. This is not a spicy question. This is a how do you keep love going? I will say, for me, how do you keep love going? I feel like love is a choice. And so you literally wake up every single day choosing to love the person that you are with.
Yeah.
And so that is what I do. I literally wake up every day and I choose to love him. Yeah. But I will say that it's not that I wake up and say, like, do I love him today? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that at all. Yeah. It's like it's indefinite for me. It's endless. It's infinite. Whatever the word is that, you know, like, I pray that even after this life we find each other again in the next life. I do feel like we've been together in the previous life. Like, I've said that before. Even, you know, I even say that about Little Bear. Like, when I had him, I was like, oh my God, I've met him before. Like, I have met my child before. Where did I meet him? My soul knows him. What is going on? Like, you know, it's so weird. I don't know if anybody else has felt like that about their kids or even their soulmate, but it's love is a choice, and I choose to love him every day.
It's definitely a choice. I personally feel like Brett makes it easy, you know, for me to love her. It's effortless, you know. I wake up in the morning and, you know, I love her then, I love her in the middle of the day, I love her when I go to sleep, and it's the same thing each and every day, you know. So I just think that she makes it easy for me to wake up and just love on her every day. So yeah, this was cool.
Yeah, I had so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Again, if you guys haven't already, subscribe, like, comment down below. Yeah, but thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank y'all.
We will see you guys in the next video. Again, don't forget to subscribe. Come back for more. I have more videos posted, so I'll leave some of those down below, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
All right.
Bye.